Итак, дорогие друзья, всем привет. Всем добрый вечер. Ну, у кого вечер, у кого еще день, но у меня уже подходит уже день к вечеру. И... Так, сейчас Telegram выключу, чтобы он не издавал вот эти звуки уведомлений. Так, давайте приступать, наверное, да? Почему бы и нет? Так, поехали. Я думаю, что можно уже все, музыку выключать. Переходить в игру саму. И я сейчас включу чат, наверное, чтобы было проще. Так, чё, как там? Чат. Так, чё, как там? Чат. Все отлично. Задержка маленькая, слава богу. Так, захват игры. К сожалению, я удалил почему-то это окно. И придется по новой все делать. Так, L.A Noire, погнали. Так, громкость на 40 ставлю, как всегда. Так, ну, изображение, как я понял, не видно еще, да? Так, не видно, но сейчас мы сделаем все по-красивому. Так, захват игры. L.A Noire. Все. Так она у нас захватилась очень быстро. Это хорошо. Все, давайте приступать в самый мерзкий отдел. Это отдел поджогов. Нас понизили в предыдущей серии. Это будет последний отдел, скажу так. Смотрите пока ролик. Газовщик.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today.
How'd you like pork in that German whore, Phelps?
Phelps is up before a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like Phelps.
Can it, Tilden? Phelps, I'm partnering you with Herschel Biggs.
I don't do partners. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Biggs. Social basket cases like you two should get along just fine. Biggs will show you the ropes, Phelps.
This is arson. There are no ropes.
It shouldn't take long, then. Start with these two. House fires. 326 South Kenmore Avenue. Steffen's family was out of town when it happened. Then go to 4414 Rosewood, family by the name of Sawyer. Fire brigade will be on location.
Are they suspicious, Captain?
That's for you to find out, detective. Now get out of here. Both of you.
Так, ну все.
Get out!
Теперь давайте дальше. Вот даже у нас теперь костюмчик не такой, как в отделе нравов. Теперь он у нас более такой приземленный, так скажем. Вот. И сейчас мы двигаемся на выход.
reasons wouldn't.
Door knocking all morning, but I gotta make in the car in the end.
Какой бичевский тут отдел, конечно. Ничего не скажешь. И такая же машина.
Can you drive to this one?
Fine. Where are we headed?
Ну это он в начале игры озвучил вот этого диктора.
How long have you been working arson?
We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? We'll look somewhere else.
There isn't much left.
There never is if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in your face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none on his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken. Do you have anything?
The fire started late last night. Steffen's family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing they ever won in their lives. You come home with this.
I'd say they were pretty lucky, really.
They don't have any insurance. Everything they own, including the house, is not a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. It's lucky the whole block didn't burn down. Word is they're bulldozing this whole neighborhood to build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house. In the ruins. Terry lady is his wife.
We'll take a look around. Come on, Phelps.
Так, ну давайте пошманаем тут все. Так, ну. Инстахит, журнал обслуживания, дата, исполнитель, подпись. 9743, Франклин Мэннинг, 9544, Джон Эл Грен, Мэтью Райан. Это, да, вот везде Мэтью Райан, кстати. Райан, точнее. Ну да, тут можно, в принципе, сделать кое-какие выводы, что Мэтью Райан как раз-таки, возможно, и поджог. Но это нельзя точно. Нельзя быть точно уверенным, что это именно он. Но прикол-то в том, что его обслуживал один и тот же человек. И возможно... Хотя вряд ли, если он несколько раз это сделал.
Мистер Стефенс?
Так, давайте сначала поговорим с мистером Стефенсом, которого зададим пару вопросов насчет того, что случилось, и как раз немножко продвинем расследование вперед насчет этого, что вообще случилось. Так, вот билеты. Это у нас что такое? Это у нас туристическое агентство Gulliver's Travel, пункт назначения остров Каталина. Угу. Выдано 18 сентября 1947 года. Так, розыгрыш поездок. Давайте поговорим немного о поездках. Что нам скажет мистер Стефенс? Я здесь поверю, потому что действительно так, что это фонд развития пригородов. Так, сам фонд развития пригородов.
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
А, там сомнения, скорее всего. Ну, сейчас переиграем. Потому что тут надо все же, наверное, на него надавить немного, потому что там он немножко где-то сомневается, поэтому давайте. Я просто уже ложану, это я понимаю, это плохо. Ну да ладно. Так, подожди, сейчас.
Mr. Stevens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Steffens.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
Так. Остров Каталина, но это мы уже сочетали.
It's a formality, but we'll need to speak to the issuing agent.
Так, давай отдадим и сейчас будем задавать
Can you
вопрос.
tell me any more about the
Ой.
prize that you won, Mr. Stevens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Did you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. This lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price.
А в чем тут сомнение? Вот это в чем, не
Now you have
знаю.
to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Stevens.
All right.
Alright. Так, ну, найти адрес фонда. Нет, сначала мы посмотрим на вот этот обогреватель, что ли. Инстахит. Ну, везде Райан, везде прям. То есть вот, когда он проверял? 11, 10, 19. 19. Ну, это логично.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
Не, Райан пока мы его трогать не будем. Сначала нам нужно связаться с всем этим делом. Так, давайте сбегаем и позвоним.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking. The fund is a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. Do you have an address for them?
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Thanks for your help.
Так, давайте теперь направимся в фонд или же нет. Ну, посмотрим. Так, это не...
You're behind the wheel.
So where do you want to go?
You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Поехали в дом Сойеров.
Have there been any other house fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question? Hi, Albert. We've caught this case.
Hey, Biggs. We? You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds. Heater exploded.
Another one.
Looks that way. Insta-heat model.
Виталий, привет, как дела? Нормально. Блин, сори, я что-то в Телеграм зачем-то сидел, смотрел в Телеграме. У тебя как дела, Виталий? Норм, это хорошо.
You gonna stick it out, Cole? I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. Oh, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death?
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with a faulty water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete now before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair.
Так.
I'll put the insurance companies writing these incidents up as acts of God.
Не думаю, что это то, что нам нужно. Так. Стой, да уйди, Бикс. А, да тоже не особо. Нам надо нагреватель найти. Потому что это не то. А, это... Опять эти книжки. Это не то. Сейчас найдем нагреватель, и все будет легче намного. А где нагреватель? Опа. Что? Пиздец. Ладно. Регулятор давления.
Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives, this is the next door neighbor.
Detective Phelps, can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel, up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks. Been a big help.
Phelps, guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire.
Hurry, you can still catch him.
Привет, Соня Лаки. Ой, привет, Соня, просто чё я произношу так. На! Чё это за бред? Он в двери застрял. Что? И этот тоже. Фелпс, ты лучший. Короче, Соня, рассказываю. Теперь мы в отделе поджогов. Я очень быстро прошел отдел нравов. И в отделе нравов, короче, напарник Фелпс спалил его за то, что Фелпс заменял своей жене с немкой. А эта немка, она выступает в джаз-клубе этой. Она выступает там, она... Тихо. О, нападение на полицейского, это уже все, это тебе плохо будет. Что я сделал? Что я сделал? Добавить модератора. Виталий, зачем? Почему я тебя убрал из модерки? Непонятно. Ладно. Получай ты уже, говна кусок. Вот, поэтому мы сейчас водили поджогов, нас понизили за супружескую измену. Герберт Чапман. Чапман вишневый, Чапман шоколадный. Ух ты.
I keep myself to myself.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito collar. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Почему ни за что понизили? Сейчас я объясню. Те...
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station.
Ну, в смысле? Это же как бы отец жены главного героя. Отец жены Коула. Он, короче, подал в суд на него, ну и как жена. И он будет за это выступать в суде, за супружескую измену. И тем более, это дело стало очень громким, потому что это была немка. А это послевоенное время, и как бы... То есть, считай, и плюс с наркоманкой переспал, и с врагом, считай, врагом. Вот. Поэтому это очень... Не знаю, раньше, может быть, за это очень каралось, в принципе. И то есть за то, что ты будешь выступать в суде из-за вот этого случая с изменой супружеской, то... Ну и из-за этого у нас вот такая картина, что он является преступником вот из-за этого. То есть он, считай, нарушил закон. Возможно. То есть супружеская измена — это очень серьезно в те времена было. Ну, особенно серьезно это когда с врагом, особенно, потому что в послевоенное время ты с какой-то немкой будешь, с наркоманкой. Да и все зависит от жены, которая подала в суд. А так вообще спалил напарник. Напарник сказал мэру, что там у них какая-то проблема была у мэра. То, что у них очень такая ситуация, которая могла их опозорить, скорее всего. То есть вот там случай один у них был. Вот. И напарник Фелпса взял и спалил Кола, чтобы это загремело в газетах прям жестко, то есть вот эта информация. И чтобы перекрыть информацию, которая могла опозорить там мэра и остальных. То есть это, считай, как бы такой прием, чтобы просто как бы защитить честь мэра. Но он, да, он агрессивный. Вот этот, ну, сейчас у нас напарник, кстати, более-менее. То есть все напарники нормальные, кроме чела из отдела нравов. Вот так, фонд развития пригородов. У нас к тебе два вопроса. Так. Блин, да? Ну, я тут налажал. Я даже не знаю, что там предвидеть. Ну, тут он вроде не врал даже. Ну, и ладно. Вот. Такая вот фигня. То есть, это прям жесть. Ну, сегодняшний стрим, скорее всего, финальный. Тут, в принципе, отдел поджогов не так долго проходится. Что такое-то? Ну это самой надо играть, там надо читать диалоги, а я какой-то... Чего? Стоп. Я что-то не понял. У меня не сохранилась игра, что ли? А чё, почему? Почему? Там же было написано сохранение. Да, это, конечно, бред полный. Вот, сохранение. Вот сейчас сохранение пройдет или нет? Вот это вопрос.
Sawyer family, Rosewood Avenue.
Еще что-то, наверное, надо посмотреть. Я сегодня тоже не смогу, я сейчас подруги уйду. А, ну это правильно. Да я тебя не держу, ты чё?
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of L.A.
Так, Настя что-то пишет, потом отвечу. Истина или... Ну да, истина. Потому что смотрит прямо, вроде как не переживает особо. Ну пусть будет истина.
So they are not a government agency? I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
Так, рекламный розыгрыш поездок.
I'm told the tickets were a prize. Yes, they were. You do a lot of these prizes. Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
А чё ж ты так это начал? Смотри, 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 смотри.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky? Christ.
Christ.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family? Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who has won. Thanks for your help.
Thanks for your help.
Wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat.
А чё за повод у вас сегодня пить?
I suppose so.
Good.
Ну, если не
I'll put you
секрет.
down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you good man, Cunningham? You're all right. Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great. Can you drive to this one?
All right. Where to? Let me guess. You want to check out the Suburban address?
Great partners must think alike.
Площадка Elysian Fields. 2 часа 15 минут.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the Suburban Redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Пожарное депо 32. Угу.
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
We came as soon as we could.
Lynch.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
This the heater from the Sawyer fire, Al?
Yes, it is.
Original Twirl везде, причем тоже обслуживал. Интересно, интересно. Так.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Так, пробуем. Так, давай поставим левее. Сюда. Нет, куда убираешь-то? Пусть так будет.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Come on, Phelps. You need to get the arrangement right before we can reproduce the results.
Значит, надо ставить левее сюда. Это сюда. Как? Нормально будет? Так, ну возможно.
Try again, Boy Scout.
Переставим тогда. Поменяем местами. Все дело. Ну-ка, а так если... Понятно.
Try again, Boy Scout.
Тогда посередине ставим опять. Возможно, вот так это будет. Хз. Что?
Try again, Boy Scout. Good, your regulator's in position.
Наконец-то. Местами надо опять поменять, я понял. Я понял. Конечно, задолбала эта фигня на самом деле. Значит, вот это меняем местами. Ставим.
Okay, I'll light your pilot and turn the gas.
You pull the lever on the left.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
You know the way. You can drive.
So where do you want to go?
Show?
New and improved model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
Going to church doesn't make you any more Christian than standing in a garage makes you a car.
Whoa! Easy!
Whoa, easy.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know.
Sam's taking me out to Palm Springs for the weekend.
Так, стопэ. Нам нужно...
Are you liquored up?
Liquored up.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70, yeah. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Не уверен в этом. Так.
You employ accredited...
Даже хз. Ну, похоже, не у всех лицензии есть на это все дело. Так. Погнали сразу сюда.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Это точно неправда.
I think you're lying, Rasick. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're desperate to cover your sales.
And how are you going to prove that, Detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
А.
What about Reginald Barley?
You know about Varley. He's on the run for a divorce interstate. It's not so bad.
You in the habit of hiring criminals, Rasick?
I need guys, Detective. This boom is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Господи. Работают преступники.
There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
Ooh, I wish I could afford that.
This is a long shot. We are not going to rouse that whole list.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
I swear, this town is going
Phelps,
straight
badge
to hell.
1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgram John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Kuttner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted murder. Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
You're a real asshole. You know that?
Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed.
I'm gonna make him take me to the pictures tonight.
Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do, but my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
Here. Happy now?
Stick around, Mr. Rasick. Clemens is a fellow traveler.
I didn't come to California to be a secretary.
Так. Понятно. Так, у нас с вами есть улика, да? Вот, анархическая брошюра. Угу. Мэтью Райан. Ну, та же самая брошюра у него.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine. Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all?
Так. Это у нас что такое? Ничего особенного. Вот Варга. Ох ты.
A company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive. Barley has a problem with bugs.
Да нет. Там немножко другое.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasik?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
3 birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley.
Мы начнем с Клеменса, понятное дело. Что? А. Так. Начнем с Клеменса. Нам показали тут это... Ну ладно, пока не буду говорить. Это в конце игры узнаем, кто это был. Поэтому, да. Потише игру делаем. Тише немного.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
You know Reginald Barley?
No? Can't say I do.
You have a real viper's nest that insta-heat, don't you? Arsonists, murderers, communists.
What's that got to do with me? You can't prove I'm behind all that.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
Только не понимаю, как досье, что ли? Главное, меню не прогрузилось. Да уж. Да вы издеваетесь? Вот что это? Куда идти-то? А.
You know Reginald Barley?
No? Can't say I do.
You have a real viper's nest that insta-heat, don't you? Arsonists, murderers, communists.
What's that got to do with me? You can't prove I'm behind all that.
Ну да.
Look.
Твой дивизия. А что ему предъявить? Что? Что ему? Как? Чего за бред? Как это работает? Дайте мне терпение просто. Проходите все допросы долбаные, в которых я не понимаю, вот что ему можно предъявить? Что? И почему я спавнюсь-то? Так.
You know Reginald Barley?
No? Can't say I do.
Не припоминаю такого, ну что-то это... Классическая. Что за бред? Да хрен знает.
Detroit PD is after Reginald Varley for murder. You want us to run you in for aiding and abetting, Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
You were licensed and worked for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
Какому контракту?
You like fires, don't you, Clemens? You serviced the house on Kenmore Avenue. You manipulated the regulator valve.
I don't remember even working a job on Kenmore Avenue, much less sabotaging the place. What proof have you got?
Ай-яй-яй-яй. Ну я ничего.
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out.
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watch it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
А, ну тут, кстати, это... Мэтью Райан.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have?
Ну...
Been following me to meetings?
Нет, нет, нет. У тебя есть анархическая, это... брошюра.
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
You know the way. You can drive.
Так, поехали к Варли.
Where are we headed? Varley's on the run. He might be.
Ду-ду.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot!
Все равно убегает.
Come on, Varley. You can't keep running forever. You run all the way from Michigan, Reginald? Stop or I will shoot! Why did you run from us, Varley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you. Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest is.
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Нет, нет уж, я за руль не сяду.
You're behind the wheel.
Давай лучше ты.
And where exactly are we going?
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Hold it, Ryan. I said, son of a bitch.
Those are GI's backyards he's crashing through.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in. I'll take out the van. He's in a company van and he's losing us, Cole. Some partner I got.
Got an arson-related assault charge and he's running.
Running don't mean nothing. We gotta get this guy in a room before we can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
I can't hit a target that isn't there, Phelps.
Jesus, what is he doing?
Tramp! Oh, Jesus!
Give it up, LAPD.
LAPD.
Why did you run, Ryan? I was scared.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
Райан Гослинг.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like
You
to
drive.
teach Chapman,
I need to
I
go
think
over
it's
the
one
case
of the
now.
other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
Got the jitters again.
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Varley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
That's the creep. Walked out on his wife.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think he played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
У тебя свои принципы.
Last chance, Varley.
Господи, какое говно. Нет, стоп, стоп. Я знаю решение получше. Тут есть задний вход, через который я смогу немного по-другому пройти, чтобы сразу переместиться в этот. Допрос. Угу, есть.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think you played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Так, поехали. И что им предъявить? Ай-яй-яй-яй. Так, стоп, а что за вопрос хотя бы был? С фондом.
Hey, buddy, why don't you stand around some more while I sneak out that door? Hey, buddy, why don't you stand around some more while I sneak out that door?
Блин, что это? Что за... А что ему предъявить-то? Давай. Корёж, тут 6 минут. Просто 6 минут. Зря прошли. Куда ты? Не, я так не пойду. Там будет сейчас секунд 40 кат-сцена, я спасибо не надо. А чё я... Чё за... Как? Где?
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Понятно, короче, начинаем с этого.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never.
Какому-то застройщику.
How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Вы не докажете каких-то связей. Какая-то взятка. Очень сомнительная. Вот, блин, а досье ты ему никак не привяжешь. Это список сотрудников. Ну, это же бред, ну, только указание Уолтера Кулеменса и все. А, ну да, тут в принципе так-то это понятно. Хорошо, ладно. Пусть будет так. Допустим. Это если думать, наверное, вот именно так, что вот он предложил взятку. Ну, тут надо было считываться именно в диалоге, чтобы прям это запомнить все, что он сказал.
I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with Rex like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Угу. Так. А что у него там было, это?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think you played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
I don't believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire?
Так, Сойеров, да? Это...
You're off the hook. For now.
И чё?
Give me something.
Блин, ну это бред полный. Полный бред. Что я могу предъявить? Вот это странно немного. Мне это не нравится. Уже. Допрос прям жесткий. То есть я не понимаю, а где... Что я ему могу доказать насчет того, что он... Да, он обслуживал дом, но так я же уже использовал эту улику. Какой смысл ее еще раз использовать? Ну и дерьмо. Просто дерьмина полная.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley.
Чисто 15 минут.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Ну вот я, да, уже около 10 минут этим говном занимаюсь.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with Rex like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think you played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
I don't believe you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire? Huh?
Так, ну это не то. Это не то, это тоже не то, это не то. Это тоже не то. Это не то, не то. Не то, не то, не то. Вот это, наверное.
Arsonists use cigarettes and mosquito coils as time delay fuses. We found an open box of mosquito coils in your locker.
Whoa, hang on! Those things, they belong to Ryan, all right? He asked me to hold them because his locker's full of stupid pamphlets. I thought he used them for camping.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Clement says you offered to cut him in on the kickbacks they were offering. I'll testify in court.
Suburban, they got real-time pressure on getting some of the big developments finished. There's some big date that they can't afford to miss. So yeah, I took their money. But so did a lot of guys, all right? Carpenters, electricians, plumbers. It's no big conspiracy.
Нет, закончить.
We're done for now.
Пока.
So what happens? You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
Да подожди ты с своими этими штучками. Мне нужно для начала найти вторую интервью-комнату. Что это? Интервью-рум.
Drove me up to Mulholland?
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This is industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You're delusional, detective. What campaign?
У тебя же это брошюры. Вроде.
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them?
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company. How do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
If you know enough to do your job, you know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
Да просто.
Your boss at InstaHeat said that you've all been trained to do it. It's a common repair. Are you calling him a liar?
Okay, so I know how it's done. But what would be the point? You'd just end up with a gas leak and then a small fire when you turn the pilot back on.
And if you didn't reset the pilot and the gas spread, what was the cause of the fire in your own home, Ryan?
I won't tell you.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Tell me the truth, Ryan. It's the only chance you've got. You're getting some kind of kickback from the fund.
So I'm an agitator for change, but I take kickbacks. How does that make any sense?
Что-то мне не подсказывает, что это... Ну, мы Райана, да, допрашиваем. А чё ему это? Ну, тут не предъявишь. Только...
Let's change the subject. You ever visit Catalina Island?
I went there for my honeymoon.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you gonna prove that?
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
That's it for the moment, Ryan.
So I can go?
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry you out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
1947, not 1927.
Так, но с другой стороны, я думаю, что это именно он. Поэтому давайте предъявим обвинение ему.
Reginald Varley, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
I'm no cold-blooded criminal. I could never burn up a whole family in their home.
How is it? No, just keep your mouth shut and listen to me for a second. How is it you can bring no less than 3 suspects into my station, conduct extensive interviews, sift through mountains of evidence with Lynch and Pinker, and still manage to charge the wrong fucking guy? I took a chance on you, Phelps. People said I was crazy, and you made me look like a jerk. You may not be much of an arson investigator, but I hear you're merciless on the beat. Get going.
Три звезды. Да пошел ты.
You're 2 blocks behind 1st and 2nd.
We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders,
There's
Sergeant.
barely a building left standing or not on fire in your zone, Cole. Is your sector full of Japs?
Questioning my command.
The captain doesn't want anyone falling behind.
Tell the captain we will join him when the job is done.
Just give us the word, Sarge. We'll take care of him. He should be sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability.
We're here to kill Japs, not our own people.
Star-crossed son of a bitch. No one wants to serve under him. He's bad fucking luck.
Can it? We have a job to do here. If I can live with it, you can too.
Господи. Надо было мыть у Райана, получается. Бред.
House fire. Bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
I need a drink. I guess I got it.
I don't think you're
Straight
cool.
through the red light.
But then what's
Said she
my
never
opinion
saw it.
against thousands of others?
Well, you can only...
Government homicide. You know you've got it made. You can get that fast.
Can you drive to this one?
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs. Do you have a name? Morelli, Mike. We recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
To be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved them into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
What are you doing?
Prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them bigs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
You got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He's trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
I'm sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. We gotta find out what's eating Dig.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
Нет, подожди. Я же не все осмотрел даже. Здесь остались еще улики. Так, ясно, тут ничего нету. Блин, автоповороты эти. Почему? Чё за консольные вот эти повороты?
You don't look like a fireman, son.
Стоп.
I got friends who work at the Examiner. About $50 for this cruise.
Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive. Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere. LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Sure, Mr. Foreman. There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
For Elysian Fields developments.
Oh, I see you already have one.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
I got friends who work at the Examiner. About $50 for an exclusive.
I
want to see. Excuse me, officer.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads in the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe? He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
Мне нечего терять, поэтому поехали.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go. We are not going to.
Yes, we are.
You just won't let this go, will you, Cole?
You know they're involved somehow. You expect me to turn my back on it?
You're a big boy. I expect you to know which battles are worth throwing my pension away for.
Так. Погнали.
You were twice as smart, you'd still be stupid.
I'm out of here.
Это не то.
I'm gonna get good and tight come Friday.
May I help you, gentlemen?
Who are you? How did you get in?
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD. We'd like to ask you some questions.
Oh. Why didn't you say so, officer?
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
Terrible, boys. How can I help?
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
We hear that Suburban is under severe time pressure to complete work on the new houses. I think you're getting heavy-handed about it, and it's gone wrong.
I hope you have some proof of how I'm involved in this. I'll be happy to sue you for whatever you're worth. Rancho Escondido.
Two with ketchup and mustard.
Do you think this lipstick's too light for my complexion?
May I help you, gentlemen?
Who are you? How did you get in?
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD. We'd like to ask you some questions.
Oh. Why didn't you say so, officer?
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund fires turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
Нечему сказать даже.
Turning up all over town, boys.
Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Чё там это?
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well?
You've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, Detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense. The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the Police Pension Fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Да, знакомый Чепман, фамилия.
Your boss is a fine man.
He's the dirty cop from the newspapers.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks.
Давайте идти дальше.
Here's what I heard.
I wish I could afford that.
Cops caught the guy who did the dahlia, but they covered it up. Some kind of big
You're behind the wheel.
Раньше Искандиду.
Where are we headed?
Опа, драка.
You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a
Smart
fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Come on,
Shit.
I'm gonna back head. We're gonna have to pacify these poor guys.
Come on, then. I'm gonna bust you right in the mouth.
А, так можно добивать, нифига себе.
Okay, then.
Неожиданно.
Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Что? Ух ты.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap. You got an idea, Hotshot?
I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face still earns love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bin it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love. Some
Buy me a drink, Cole?
for the
No.
sake of
Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it.
is something quite other.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Will turn to surprise as you feel the pain.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
You realize
I should have known that you were playing errand boy. You and your doofus partner. You have been warned. Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that
I
company.
have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah, Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Takes the measure. We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of problem.
take a look at the car.
Ух
Let's see what
ты.
he's hauling around.
Какие тут интересные вещи.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Ого. 45-й калибр даже. Ой-ой-ой. Офигеть.
Should revive the APB. He's clearly armed.
Know that face? That's the guy that busted all those Negro drug snitches last week.
Definitely gives him opportunity.
Holy cool. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL. 11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously. Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him. See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Step on it, huh? Get me just a little closer.
Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole. United States Army. Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. Seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
Fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help, this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Все, наконец-то. Сейчас будем играть за Келса. Чё за 4 звезды, кайф. То есть я улику какую-то не нашел. Одну. House of Sticks. Угу. Даже так.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss. There's no need to come into the office, Miss Lichtman. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
I don't accept the settlement.
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
There's got to be more in these files.
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
You want me to reopen this case based on your woman's intuition? That isn't going to happen. Take the money.
I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house.
You and Buckwalter weren't married?
No.
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
So the roof collapsed, accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
I'm intrigued, Miss Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is involved.
That's pretty heady stuff, Miss Lichtman. Flimsy, but heady.
I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it?
All right, Miss Lichtman. One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Miss Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
The address, not the phone number.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack. Upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
Don't need this?
Mr. Benson, you wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lichtman in the lobby.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lichtman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
You're kidding. I could save all year and not be
Your
able
car,
to afford
Mr.
that.
Kelso. Thanks, kid.
Таклс прикольно играть, на самом деле. Так, стройплощадка Elysian Fields. Ту-ту-ту.
That's not how my pop taught me to mix it. Someone is cutting corners.
Так, хорошо. Давай теперь вот это. Это у нас что такое?
Bulldozing and starting again. Leland Monroe, the man with the grin. Looks like he doesn't like to be disappointed.
Так, ладно, пойдем.
Hey, you just can't be walking around down here.
I'm Jack Kelso, from California Fire and Life.
I don't care if you're from the Vatican. Buzz off.
I'm investigating the accidental death of a Lou Buckwalter, and...
You deaf? Do I have to beat on you?
Looks like you do. I came to see the house where Lou Buckwalter died. You were just about to offer to show me the way.
It's out the gate and 3 houses down on the left. Don't know what you're looking for, smart guy. There's nothing there.
Then I'll poke around in the rubble.
Fine. As long as you're out of my sight.
Выпендрежник какой.
The place falls down, and then they bulldoze it. What gives here?
Угу.
That sure looks like a beauty. My wife is so done, she stares at the orange juice for hours. Does say concentrate on the part.
Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted to be.
Let's try to piece this together.
Keystone Films. Who gets their lumber from a film studio?
Son of a bitch.
Just when I thought we were starting to get on. Jack Kelso, California Fire and Life investigator. I need an address on the Keystone Film Company.
The address is 658 North Wilton Place. Is there anything else?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Так, двигаем дальше. Keystone фильм. Поехали. Да, тогда. Ну вот мы переместились в Keystone фильм.
Hi, Mac. I work for California Fire and Life. I'm looking into an industrial accident.
Here?
No, not here. At a housing development over on Normandy Avenue.
So?
I found some lumber over there, had the Keystone name printed on it.
We've been closed since '41. Never quite made the transition to talkies. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund are pulling the place down.
Know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nix.
Mind if I take a look around?
I'm kind of hungry. If someone was to leave a couple of bucks here, I might wander down the street and get a cup of coffee.
Is there a key to the gate?
No. The only guys who go in or out are some delivery guys from Elysian Fields. They're working on a housing development over at Wilton and Santa Monica. You'll have to hop it.
Так, ну, все, побежали.
Los Angeles, civic leaders and businessmen joined forces to launch the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing development for returning GIs.
Gentlemen, this is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He's our latest investor in the Suburban Redevelopment. Doctor, this is Curtis Benson. He's Vice President of the California Fire and Life.
Pleased to meet you, Doctor.
Ray Gordon, editor of the Times.
Doctor.
District Attorney Don Sandler and Police Chief Warren.
Gentlemen, I am delighted to be in such exalted company. You're making quite a name for yourself, Doctor, amongst the thespian fraternity. I find that those of artistic temperament are often of a fragile mental disposition. It's a short step from miscreant to recidivism, Doctor.
Very true. But I think we could all agree that the City of Angels does rather well basking in the reflection of the motion picture industry. Hear, hear. And it's something that every sucker getting off a train at Union Station wants a part of. Gentlemen, we're here to sell the American dream, and Hollywood is our greatest advertiser.
So, how is your new development selling, Leland?
Cannot throw them up fast enough, Ray.
And that's part of the problem, Leland. Washington is receiving steady complaints. There's a clamor for public housing.
God damn it, Ray. Public housing is tantamount to communism. Now, that's why we fought this goddamn war. I'm telling you, it's Reds via the back door.
You can't have it both ways, Leland. The new freeways are being built to service all your developments out in the boondocks. They're all being built with government money. The GI Bill is government money.
There's a difference.
What difference?
The GI money ends up in my pocket.
I hope you mean our pockets, Leland. We're all investors.
Of course, Curtis. So, when will the freeway bond be passed on?
It still has to be ratified. It takes a long time to raise $3 billion.
I need to find a game well or a telephone.
Побежали тогда отсюда.
Operator, Los Angeles Police Dispatch, if it's not too much trouble.
Putting you through now.
This is Jack Kelso, investigator for California Fire and Life. Can you put me through to Curtis Benson, please?
Just a moment, please, Mr. Kelso.
Jack, how can I help?
Do you know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, Mr. Benson?
I've heard of them, Jack. Building new homes for GIs.
With green lumber that was used on movie sets.
Jack, are you working the Buckwalter case?
Mr. Benson, are you part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Jack, I want you to listen very clearly. Call Miss Lickman. Call her as soon as you hang up. Arrange to see her tonight and get her to agree to the settlement. Do it tonight. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
End of story, Jack. I don't want to hear another word about Elsa Lickman or Lou Buckwalter.
Can you put me through to Michigan 221?
Putting the call through.
Hello?
Ms. Lichtman, it's Jack Kelso.
Yes, Mr. Kelso.
I've been looking into your case.
Yes, and what have you found?
It doesn't look good. I need to see you.
Meet me at the Blue Room. I work there tonight. I take a break around 9. I'll be waiting at the stage door. We can talk then. Auf Wiedersehen, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks for your help.
And don't suppose I'll make a plea, 'cause baby, you know I'm guilty.
What were you doing with him?
I was doing what you asked.
I didn't ask you to meet him in an alleyway.
Why do you snarl at me? Your friend came to ask me to accept the insurance.
He's not my friend, Elsa.
I think he's a brave man, and you have placed him in great danger. You've involved him in something, and he has no idea of the risk. Can you live with that, Cole?
Elsa, I need his help, and he hates my guts.
Forget the past, Cole. He deserves a chance to say no. If he helps you, let it be on his terms.
I'll go see him in the morning.
She wants a 5-star goddamn wedding.
А, нельзя. Ладно, бывает. Опа.
Good thing I'm not thirsty.
Ну и застройка, конечно. О, ну-ка.
Nice wiring job, fellas. Keep them in the dark.
Это не работает с этим, с проводами. Что-то вообще не работает даже. Ну да ладно.
You lose something, Mac?
I thought these private eye types were all wise guys with smart mouths.
Looks like the snappy repartee has all dried up.
Get on with it.
What's your hurry, Mac? You got some place to go?
You ever do the cat and mouse routine without a gun in your hand?
Now that's more like it.
Let's put a few guys in
Time for you to lose some teeth.
I'm about to break your goddamn jaw.
Son of a
I'm about to break your goddamn... You're a worn, tough guy. You should learn to take a hint. Get him downstairs and into the trunk. Sure, he turned up all right. He's wishing he didn't. He's in the trunk. He's going nowhere. The boys introduced themselves. What do you want done with him, Mr. Monroe? Yeah, I know a good place. We'll pick up a shovel and a pick on the way. It's up in the hills behind Griffith Park. We'll deal with that German bitch next.
Sorry, pal. Desperate times. Monroe owns the city, owns the cops.
Must be his wife.
Hey! Out of my way!
Вот это странно сделано, потому что... Но он не знает, куда я пойду. Ну что это за говнище просто? Он же не знает. Просто дерьмо. Как реализация всего этого дела. Погони у меня так долго не шли. Ой, сейчас эти еще появятся клоуны. Все, наконец-то.
So you're still carrying that Army 45, Cole?
For God's sake, Cole! Call an ambulance!
Пошли вы со своим похвально. Суки.
Satchel charges on the cave entrance from above. Covering fire on weapons team. Look for snipers in the trees. You know the drill. No risks, no heroes, no prisoners.
You want some roast on this one, Sarge?
No, you guys have done enough. Head back to Webb's. We are going to blow every cave we come across. Close them down and move on, people.
Damn.
I was hoping to get me a samurai sword.
Skipper says that Phelps has fallen behind again. He's got his fire teams checking every cave. He's lost another flamethrower. He wants you to get over there and hurry them along.
Hoboon, weapons company.
Sir.
Sir.
We have a major cave complex in front of us, Hogaboom. I want flamethrowers and BAR teams to clean it out.
Begging your pardon, sir. But if it's a big complex, why don't we bring the Shermans in? They could pour it in there.
We can't wait for tanks to be brought up. I'm already behind.
Then blow the cave. No skin off our nose. Bury them.
We are going in there and clearing them out. We are doing it by the numbers, Sergeant. Get your team in place. We're moving out. Mount up! First fire team and flamethrowers. Head in!
Where's he going? Where's who going?
The big cowboy. He's going in.
Who gave that order?
You did.
Hello, Miss Lichtman. How long have you been sitting there?
Not long, Mr. Kelso.
You look lovely, Princess. You haven't exactly caught me at my best. It's okay, Miss Lichtman. I'm a big boy. I know how to take my licks.
Please, call me Elsa.
Okay, Elsa? What can I do for you?
I'd like to explain because
I can join the dots, Elsa.
Cole needs your help, Jack. The police department have frozen him out.
Look, you're obviously a brave lady, but you can't fight all Cole's battles for him.
I just wanted to apologize for...
You don't have to apologize. You were right about Elysian Fields. Tell me something. What was Lou Buckwalter's regular job?
He was a carpenter. He built sets for RKO, Warner Brothers.
Set carpenter? Perfect. If you don't mind, Elsa, I'd like to get a little rest now. I've got a lot more dots to join, and it's making my head hurt.
That's perfectly understandable, Mr. Jack. I hope we can meet again under less dramatic circumstances.
I hope so too, Princess. I'd like that.
You Kelso?
Who's asking?
Peterson, Assistant DA.
You're in the wrong building, Peterson. This is a hospital.
A wise guy. Let me tell you a story, Kelso.
Can I get the abridged version? My head hurts.
You're a funny guy, Jack.
What do you want, Peterson?
A colorful character mentioned your name. He said that you might know something about...
There's a problem with colorful characters, Peterson. First they send you over a drink, then they buy you dinner, then you get a phone call in the middle of the night for a favor. Try rubbing shoulders with some solid citizens. They're the ones you're supposed to protect.
You finished, Kelso?
For the moment.
I'm going to run for DA, Kelso. The current administration stinks.
And you want me to help?
I'm looking for a DA's investigator. You get a gun and a badge and $120 a month.
I get $150 a month now.
I'm going after the Vice Squad, Kelso. It's going to get me elected.
I've got something better. How about Leland Monroe?
The property developer?
You think I fell down the stairs?
Don't you miss the patter of tiny feet around the house?
Thanks for the patch-up, Princess. Might be the only R&R I get for some time.
Игра все намекает, что можно уже пропускать долбанные поездки, но я это и так знаю. Квартира Кертиса Бенсона. Угу. Она тебя, Кертис.
Remember me?
Jack, it's good to see you. You've caught me at a slightly inopportune moment. Can we do this some other time?
Back off, Curtis. Move away from the door.
Jack, there's no call for that.
You're smooth, Curtis. I'll give you that. You try to get me killed and you still manage to be polite about it.
Jack, how could you accuse me of having anything to do with that?
I want to know all about you and Monroe, Curtis. You give it up or I beat it out of you.
Get the fuck out of here, Jack. You're fired. Who do you think you are? Get out of town now while you still have the chance. You have no idea what kind of forces you're dealing with here.
I guess we've exhausted the passive options. Sit tight, Curtis. I'm taking a look around. I knew you were in bed with a lesion, Curtis. Now I know why. To get all of the stockholders, I need to follow the paper trail.
What exactly do you expect to find, Jack?
О, а чё так 2 стакана? Опа.
How old are you, Princess?
16, mister?
How old are you really?
Nearly 13.
You take love where you can find it as you get older.
Love?
Jack.
That has nothing to do with love, Curtis.
Some might find your romantic notions endearing, Jack. I find them very tiring.
You're finished, Curtis.
That remains to be seen, Jack.
I haven't told you about my new job, Curtis. DA's investigator.
Who do you think the DA reports to, Jack?
Get dressed, you're getting out of here.
He's not so bad. He just lays on top of me and grunts for a few minutes. He's kind. And he buys me nice things.
Get dressed, you're leaving.
She will only come back.
I want answers, Curtis. So pay attention.
Please, Jack. I'm not a violent man.
I don't get it, Curtis. You're vice president of the company. Why take the risk?
It's a simple business transaction, dear boy.
You're lying, Curtis. Something happened at the company, didn't it? That's why you took the bribe.
Bribe? What bribe? How can you accuse me of benefiting ahead of the company?
I noticed that the share certificates are in your name, Curtis, not the company's. What did you use as collateral?
Those sons of bitches in Sacramento. They passed me over for president. Sent me here because they believed it was a backwater. But they were wrong. Los Angeles will become the capital of the West, not San Francisco. This place will be the city of the 20th century. And I'm gonna get my cut, Jack.
You're going to jail, Curtis. You and your cronies.
We'll see about that, Jack.
Tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
You're talking about the future of Los Angeles. You cannot interfere with these plans.
Information, Curtis.
Business people who have joined forces to meet the demand for new homes.
You're lying, Curtis. They're going to burn those movie sets they call houses, and you're carrying the insurance on them.
And how do you prove that, Jack?
Rancho Escondido burnt to the ground. California Fire and Life is carrying the paper.
Jack, the best result you could get from insurance would be replacement cost. The stakes are much, much higher.
Why the big payoff in the Buckwalter case? It was bound to bring it to attention.
Who could have predicted this particular confluence of events? Elsa Lichtman as the beneficiary who spurns the cash. The brilliant but flawed detective becoming her lover. And you, Jack, taking their bait.
You buy green lumber and use it to build houses. How do you expect it to end?
Mr. Monroe has a fine reputation for building houses. What would I know about his choice of building materials?
Give me what I need or I'll beat it out of you.
It's all there in the case file, if you know what to look for.
Very neat, Curtis. Maybe I can't work it out, but Phelps can. He may be many things, but he is one of the best detectives the LAPD has ever had.
Your card is marked, Jack. You'll have an unfortunate accident if you don't leave town.
Your California isn't the same as mine, Mr. Benson. Not at all.
Don't need this?
I'm just going up to my office, Barty. Gotta check over some files.
Take the elevator. First door on the right when you come out. You know the way, Kelso. Could ask for a jury.
So, Curtis, what is it you don't want me to see? 34 degrees, 4 minutes, 29 seconds north. 118 degrees, 17 minutes, 58 seconds west.
There's got to be more in these files. There's something else in that report. I know it.
Insured replacement value for the house is $900. Current value of the house and land is $3,500. Christ, how many of these dumps are we carrying on the books?
I have a Detective Phelps of the LAPD here to see you.
Have a seat, Cole. Where's the go-between? She's awful easy on the eye for a foreign girl.
Does that private dick petter actually work on anyone, Kelso? It's not your style. You were always a little more direct.
This is your dime, officer.
Would you have helped me if I asked, Jack? A little chuck on the shoulder, shot of Semper Fi.
Fuck you, Cole. Be a man. Why send a woman to do your dirty work? You're a cop. Why do you want my help?
I thought a PI might be a little more discreet.
I'm no gumshoe. I used to be an investigator for this company before your investigation got me fired.
Sorry to hear that, Jack. I'm sorry about a lot of things.
Is that an apology, Cole?
It's a feeble attempt at one, yes. Look, Jack, it's a murder case, and I need help to solve it.
So what's it got to do with Elysian Fields developments?
They're in it somehow. The flyers keep turning up whenever I find a domestic fire.
They're boosters. Stiffing GIs for deposits, making them wait months for a throw-up house. They're already making more money than they can count. What's turned them into killers?
So you believe me?
This is why you dragged me into the Buckwalter case.
Look, Jack, I'm sorry. But if not for me, do it for some of the poor saps who are dying. Or some of the leathernecks who are getting grifted. How about it, Jack?
I know you, Cole. You're still beating yourself up over that medal on Sugarloaf. The medal you think you didn't deserve, but you just don't get it. Nobody deserves a medal. It's just the ridiculous situation you find yourself in and how you react to it. You think you failed up on that hill. But courage isn't a tap you can turn on or off. Courage isn't permanent. It's a tenuous and fickle thing. Courage and cowardice exist in every man. Get over it.
You got it off your chest.
I guess I have.
Can you help me, Jack?
I'm thinking about it. The Hall of Records is the place to start.
Итак, поехали. Городской архив, 10 часов утра. Погнали.
Hello there.
You need some help there, sir?
The Land Registry Office. Where is it?
Just up the stairs.
Thanks.
А, вот.
I'd like to see the company details of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Certainly, sir. Just this way.
Угу.
All those suburban sons of bitches ought to be listed in here.
Так это не то. Это же не то. Саверы.
Courtney, for God's sake, what's he got to do with this? I'd like information on a plot of land.
Okay, do you have the address?
Not exactly. It's a new lot. I have the coordinates. 34 degrees, 4 minutes, 29 seconds north. 118 degrees, 17 minutes, 58 seconds west.
All right, that makes it a bit more difficult. Come with me. I believe that is in the Wilshire area. Here.
Поехали.
34 degrees, 4 minutes, 29 seconds north. 118 degrees, 17 minutes, 58 seconds west. The lot number's 1876988.
Unfortunately, that is just the beginning. We have at least 1 million lot numbers in the Los Angeles area. Registrations are in alphabetical order. You need to convert your lot number to a letter.
How do I do that?
Over here. Use this adding machine. There are 90,000 entries to a book, so divide your lot number by 90,000.
1876988 divided by
90,000. Yes.
И...
$1,876,988 divided by 90,000.
187,6. Так, подожди. Ну, блин, ну тут не в числовом порядке. Ну что ж такое-то? Офигеть, еще стримишь. Ну да. Так, 1,876,988. Ну потому что сегодня финальный стрим, из-за этого... Так. 876. Да твою дивизию, я так не запомню. Так, 187, 69, 88. 8. Так, делить на 90 тысяч.
1,876,988 divided by 90,000.
Так. 20.
20. A starts at 0, so you want to add 1 to your number.
21.
That number is your letter of the alphabet. Once you have the letter, find the right aisle, and you are in business.
You do this every day? Let's see what the site is worth to them.
Так.
1,876,988.
988. Че-то не так я делаю. А, мне надо вот, наверное. Это.
Book value is $350. With the new home in place, the improved value of the property is $3,500. They can make a killing. But how do they pull it off?
О, кайф.
Know why I plumbed for the caddy? The extra trunk space.
One thing you learn in the war, boys. You do your talking once the smoke clears.
Ух ты. Давай. Отыграюсь на вас. За то, что запихнули меня в неудобную машину. Ух ты. Ух ты.
I need a word, Courtney.
That's okay, Jack. You didn't need to come all the way down.
It's important, Courtney.
How can I help?
Tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
What are you talking about?
Don't fuck with me, Courtney!
Jack, I swear, I don't know what you're talking about.
How does your name appear as one of the investors in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
You're out of your mind.
I was down at the Hall of Records checking on a property company called Elysian Fields Developments. Their funding comes from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Seriously, Jack, I have no idea.
Your name is there, Courtney, with some pretty interesting company. The mayor, the district attorney, some dirty cops, and your buddy, Dr. Harlan Fontaine.
Dr. Fontaine?
Spill it, Courtney. I want all of it. Fontaine and the rest.
Fontaine took the morphine off our hands. Look, Jack, I know you said to get rid of it, but it's okay. I did something good for once. He reinvested the money for us. That's it. That's what's happening. They're building houses for GIs, Jack. I turned a mistake into something beneficial. Something that's gonna help out the guys.
Courtney, they're building matchstick houses. They're going to burn them for the insurance money. They'll probably stiff the poor bastards for the deposits.
Please, Jack. Say it isn't so. Harlan's a doctor. A good one. He helps out a lot of people.
Looks like he's helping himself, Courtney. You're the fall guy.
Так, я, наверное, сейчас кое-что сделаю. Переименую трансляцию на финальную, типа. Вот. Так, английская раскладка. Финал. Отдел поджогов. Все, нормально.
Who's asking?
Leland Monroe.
I was wondering when you'd get around to calling.
I'd like to meet with you, Mr. Kelso.
I bet you would, Mr. Monroe. But I value my skin highly enough to not want to meet with you. Why don't you just send some more of your boys around and we'll have a nice cup of tea?
You realize that I could make you a very wealthy man, Mr. Kelso.
Better than $220 a month?
You're a very witty man, Kelso. Substantially better.
I'm going to have to let it slide, Mr. Monroe.
Are you haggling with me, Jack?
I might be.
Come around to my place at 9. 5164 Santa Monica Boulevard. You'll come?
I might. Good night, Mr. Monroe. I appreciate the help, all of you. We can reminisce later. I want a minimum of noise and no prisoners.
No prisoners? This isn't Peleliu, Jack.
These guys are grifting GIs. That's what they do for a living.
It's okay, Jack. We all feel the same way. Just hasn't turned out quite the way we imagined.
Let's get it done. Teams of 2 at the ready.
Ну все, погнали. Штурм начинается. Так. Поехали. Отлично. А, это дробовик. Дико, дико.
head down. There he is. Blast him. God damn.
You're a very sweet-looking girl to be holding such a big gun.
I know how to use it, mister.
I'm sure you do. So how about pointing it over there in the direction of Hollywood instead of at me, Princess?
You're quite the wise guy.
I don't normally shoot women, Princess. How about putting the cannon down? I didn't think you had the guts, sweetheart. I was never very good at reading women. Monroe, where are you, damn it? How long do you think you can hold it?
Ух ты. Тихо. Давай, выходи.
Put the weapon down now.
Брось пушку, быстро. Ну все. Осталось лишь зайти и проучить Лэнда Монро. Опа.
Yeah, Kelso.
That's my opening negotiating position.
Oh, you crazy son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch.
I'm bleeding to death. Get me a doctor.
I thought I had an invitation, Monroe. Your boys outside were certainly expecting me. That's my second offer.
You sadistic bastard! What do you want?
I'm going to take a look around, Monroe. Then I want you to tell me what you know about the mayor and those Trojan houses that you're building.
Ну да, тут вон все знакомые нам люди. Интересно.
That's a hell of a payroll.
А, кстати, а чё с чатом? Почему чат это сбросился весь? Типа потому что не активен, что ли? Или чё? Чё с чатом? Вот это мне непонятно. Этого я не понимаю. Этого я не понимаю. Этого я не понимаю. Этого я не понимаю. Почему? Что с чатом? Жесть. Просто ни одного сообщения не осталось.
Some sold up. The others obviously didn't know the links these sons of bitches would go to.
А, так тут не только этот, вон еще. Офигеть. Просто чат почему-то минусанулся весь.
I'm guessing Benson's portfolio is only a fraction the size of yours, Monroe.
Надеюсь, это все. Или что-то еще. А, ну да. Ух ты, документ. Пропущу его, мне не нужен.
Smart. Keep the dirt on Fontaine under lock and key. This is your insurance.
Хм. А что еще не так? Что? Ну и чё? Так, еще дальше. Ну, да чё, да где? Что? Что не так? А, это? Ясно. Это тоже истек крови там. Ух ты.
The Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Remind me what they say about absolute power, Monroe.
Fuck you, Jack. Call me an ambulance already.
Как уж тебе скоро-то вызывать? Это все, нет? Или чё? Чё не так-то? Что я еще должен заценить тут? Да нет, тут тоже ничего не... Тут вообще ноль. Всего. Что тип просто и все. Чего? Ну хреном. Ох. Прям боль. Ну с ним не поговоришь никак, он в крови лежит. Ну, давайте посмотрим. Вот это говно. Ну, давай. Давай. Все. А, ну понятно.
There's too much money at stake.
Kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall, Monroe. Ask the Emperor of Japan.
Have some fucking mercy.
Operator, put me through to Phelps, arson squad. Yeah, Biggs, it's Jack. I'm at Monroe's. He's in a talkative mood. If you get here in a hurry, you might get something before he bleeds to death. Elsa.
Oh, thank God.
Where? Fontaine. Dead? Former patient.
So that crazy son of a bitch finally came back for a checkup.
It's Monroe. He's raving.
You want information, cocksucker. You get me some medical help.
I've got to go, Herschel. Monroe's negotiating again. Do you want my final offer, Leland? Tell me how I find the guy who has Elsa.
Not Casey. He did whatever Fontaine asked. He had some kind of power over him. He did all the fires, and then he went off the rails. I don't have a fucking name! He worked as a bug sprayer. Get me a goddamn doctor! Kelso, you son of a whore! Get me a goddamn doctor!
Да, пропустить. Он не особо важный. Уже сейчас финал будет, а тут какие-то эти.
Good morning, Doctor.
And a good morning to you too, Elsa. You look radiant.
Thank you, Doctor.
We haven't been seeing much of you lately, Elsa. You've been missing appointments.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I've been feeling much better.
That's very good to hear. And what has brought about this
It's
improvement?
the new man in my life. He's convinced me to fight my addiction.
Ah, the policeman from the newspapers. How has he coped with his fall from grace?
He can finally see things from a human perspective, rather than the ivory tower he created for himself. It's making him stronger. It's making me stronger helping him.
You wouldn't make a bad analyst yourself, Elsa. Should we swap seats?
We're both finding we have a lot to live up to.
And what is that?
In my case, Lou, he went through hell along with me and still came out smiling. In Cole's case, his friend, Jack Kelso.
Kelso?
You've heard of him?
No, I just like the sound of his name.
Cole and Jack are working on a case together.
Is Jack a policeman too?
No, he works for the district attorney.
What?
He's a special investigator. I thought you didn't know him.
I have never met the gentleman in question.
He has been looking into Lou's case. Cole thinks it might be linked to some fires he's investigating. You look pale, Doctor.
It's cold in here, Elsa. I think I'll close the window. Why are you looking at me like that, Elsa?
You arranged for Lou to work at Elysian Fields, Doctor.
Your fears are unfounded. I meet many people in my line of work. There are many ways that people can be helped. Finding them work is just one of them.
I don't believe you, Doctor. I've seen you with Monroe at the club.
I'm sorry that you have come to that conclusion, Elsa. I've always so enjoyed our conversation. I can see your future, Elsa. And Cole, the policeman. And Jack, the investigator. It's an unfortunate and grisly end.
I've come to help you, Doctor. To help you cross over. All your sins will be forgiven. The next slide.
It's gotta be one of these places.
The arsonist's a bug sprayer. He must have worked at one of these joints.
America is the lucky country.
Help you?
How many guys you have working here, Pop?
Who's asking, son?
It could be official or unofficial. Depends on how you want to play it.
You should get to a hospital, son. That arm of yours appears to be letting in daylight.
Save the pity for the other guys. They're the ones who need it. I'm looking for a big cowboy who works pest control. Does he work here?
We don't have anyone like that here.
You sure? I'm not the type of guy you want coming back.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Крестовый поход против коррупции. Вот это офигенный ролик. Давайте посмотрим.
What have you got?
Looks like a drug overdose.
Get away from him, Phelps. This is my case.
Shut your fucking mouth. Since when does a bagman work a case?
I knew this creep wasn't on the morphine heist. Victim of his own product.
Hey, detective! Can we back it off a notch? This is getting out of hand.
A time to talk and a time to shut up. Now is the time to be quiet, son.
Courtney Sheldon was a corpsman, Roy. He served his country. He went out with a medical kit and an Army 45 into places that made the Valley of Death look like a picnic. He was either naive enough or dumb enough to get involved in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, along with the mayor, the DA, Monroe, and a certain crooked cop. He was involved in the morphine heist, but he has a puncture wound in his jugular, which makes this a murder case. He was a better man than you'll ever know. You say one more word about him and I will blow your fucking head off!
You finally lost it, partner.
I have a pretty good idea why Sheldon's dead. And I know about Monroe. Your vast, corrupt future is draining away as we speak.
I got better things to do than argue the rub with you.
Stay with him until the coroner gets here. Make sure technical services bags the evidence. If you let this creep anywhere near it, I'll come looking for you.
Yes, sir.
You know, Phelps, you're not the worst asshole going around.
Thanks, Herschel.
Welcome to Nuclear. What can I do you for?
I work for the DA. I need to speak with an exterminator, big guy with a cowboy accent.
We have only 3 people work here. Me and 2 Mexicans. They're both on the scrawny side.
Thanks for your help.
Так, поехали на третью точку.
I work for the DA. I'm looking for a big cowboy, does extermination. Anyone like that working here?
Well, I wouldn't want to get anyone into any trouble.
We could do this the hard way. An address?
Yeah, he lives in a bunkhouse on the remains of the old Rancho Rincon.
Thanks.
Приемная доктора Фонтейна. Вчера, 6 часов вечера.
Cole, you made it.
What's this got to do with me, Rusty?
Dr. Fontaine, prominent shrink, dead in his patient's room, spine snapped like a twig. The suspect is one of his mental patients.
I've met Fontaine.
His last patient was Elsa Lichtman, Cole. She's missing. Nurse said that she saw some big Boris Karloff type carry her out of here.
The best thing that you can do to help me, Rusty, is let me take a look around.
Sure thing, Cole. This way.
Расти лучший, просто. Расти офигенный. Так. Ну, конечно, Стефан Бековский мне больше нравится. Ну ладно. Ну да ладно. Так.
Take your time. I'll give you and the doctor some privacy.
Good doctor has been marking this map. Edgewood Grove, McCarthy Vista, Crescent Heights, Rancho Escondido. Do those names mean anything to you, Herschel?
Yeah. How come?
Так, справа, наверное, вот это.
New houses, all being built in the path of the freeway?
А вот это. Вот это нам ничего не говорит, поэтому я думаю, что это... Так. Ух ты.
Destroyed by a monster of your own creation, Dr. Fontaine. I've heard that story somewhere before.
Чё? А чё у него еще есть? Я не верю в это. Ну давайте тогда это посмотрим. Тут кровь.
So much for your foresight, Doctor.
Хрустальным шаром прям долбанул парень. Опа, а еще что-то есть. Так, а тут что?
Monroe wasn't happy. People started dying and it attracted attention. And the doctor lost control. Fontaine was having the houses burned from Monroe.
Окей. Отлично. А чё, куда это того? Как будто я не знаю, тут даже нечего осматривать даже. Разве что газета. Но газета это... Ну... А чё не так? Что я еще исследовал? Да уж. Ну и дельца. Че, еще что-то осталось? Че? Не думаю. Можно ли свалить уже? Или нельзя?
We need to find Elsa. There must be something that links the big guy to the shrink.
Так, но с другой стороны там этот Леонт Монро. Вот на приемную его. Так, это не то. Я даже хз. Что еще осталось? Ну, твою ж мать. Значит, надо еще какое-то место смотреть.
What do you think?
We need to find Elsa. There must be something that links the big guy to the shrink.
Я даже хз, что делать. Что делать-то? Чё надо? Подожди, места. Чё, где? Чё делать-то надо? Я не припоминаю. Я помню, я с этим жопился долго. Ну, с Расти я не думаю, что надо разговаривать. А, морфин, ясно.
Looks like Fontaine has finally dispensed his last treatment. Jack was wrong. It's not about insurance, it's about eminent domain.
What are you talking about, Cole?
The government reclaims the land in the path of the freeway and pays the improved value of the land with the new houses sitting on it.
What about the stiffs who paid their deposits?
Worst case, they get their money back. But the syndicate pockets millions on the improved value of the land.
So where does Jack's boss come into it?
He's the key. He carries the insurance. The insurance proves how much the houses are worth.
And they're worth nothing?
Firewood, all of them.
That's about as neat a scam as you can imagine. How are we going to prove any of this, Cole? Doctor's dead, and Roll nearly bled to death. If they get Jack...
We need the firebug. The Okie cowboy. Get him, get Elsa. Get him, get all of them.
Так, ну вот сейчас мы уже играем за самого Келса, и сейчас уже в наше время что происходит. Ну, в смысле, в их время, то есть вот на данный момент. Не то, что было вчера. Полетели.
Guess nobody's home.
Да, чел сошел с ума прям жестко. Бывает. Так.
Quite a flock you got here, kid.
Не, мы это смотреть не будем.
I know those faces. Jesus Christ, I know every one of them.
Опа, Томми Ган. Ну, мы его пока брать не будем. Нам надо кое-что другое найти. Более интересное, так сказать. Опа.
Most guys bring home a 45 or an M1. This is pretty extreme.
Хм.
A strange obsession.
Опа.
The river tunnels. This guy's a tunnel rat. Oh my God, Ira. You poor backwards son of a bitch. Peterson, I'm going to need some help. I've got Monroe, Fontaine, and all the others. It's all tied up nicely. It goes all the way to the top. Meet me at the L.A. River Tunnel entrance just north of the First Street Bridge in half an hour. Don't ask questions. Just be there. This is DA's investigator Jack Kelso. I have an urgent radio message for Detective Cole Phelps.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
11K, see the man. A 207 just occurred on the spillway north of the First Street Bridge. DA's investigator Jack Kelso reports a kidnapping suspect outstanding in the LA River tunnel system with a hostage. 11K, handle
Roger
code
that.
3.
The hell is Jack playing at? Like a suicide note. Half the LAPD will be down there hunting for us.
We need to get there first.
All units on all frequencies stand by. Car 86 Adam is in pursuit of suspect vehicle heading southwest on Sunset Boulevard. Suspect vehicle belonging to Jack Kelso, described as a...
Ага.
All units, Chief Morrow reports that the suspect is armed and extremely dangerous. Repeat, extremely dangerous. Suspect vehicle is disabled immediately. If necessary, use of deadly force is authorized.
All units, suspect vehicle headed west on 5th Street. Repeat, the Chevy Fleet Line Navy Blue. Westbound on 5th Street.
All units, we have a new suspect vehicle. Shop number 13516. Repeating, shop 13516 is a second suspect vehicle, described as a green Hudson Commodore, license 3 Sam 0102. Reported to be aiding suspect Jack Kelso. Use caution to continue pursuit. All units, stand by for further.
All units, suspect vehicle sighted heading northeast toward 3rd Street on the embankment between 3rd and 4th. All units, suspect vehicle is now northbound on Los Angeles, passing 2nd Street. Car 66 Adam, 77 Adam, go to 1st and Alameda. Car 19 Williams, go to 1st and Victus. Repeat, 1st and Victus. Units to handle, identifying code 3.
Jesus Christ. How many cops do these guys know?
All units, further to the second suspect vehicle, shop 13516. Chief Morrow has authorized the use of deadly force. Repeat, use of deadly force is authorized in disabling both suspect vehicles.
Who is this guy?
Peterson, assistant DA.
What's he doing
He's here to cover our backs.
I'm going in there, Jack. No one's trying to stop you. I found this at the ranch house. He's marked his routes. I'll go in here. Cole, you take the next entrance. Biggs, I need you to take the car and cover this spot here. I think that's his fail-safe exit. Cole, he's one of ours. What are you talking about?
Right where you are!
Got it?
Got it.
Peterson, you want to be DA? We'll earn your salt.
So, Kelso is your boy, Peterson? And working with Phelps? A handy lad, that Kelso.
Yes, he is, Chief. You can't imagine what those two have uncovered. It could go all the way to the top. I hope you won't be implicated.
So, you're the new groom, Peterson?
Looks like it.
And you think he'll make it out of there alive?
I think he might. He's a difficult boy to get rid of.
All right, Peterson. I'm listening. What's your offer?
Christ. This makes sense.
It's pretty brave for a dead man. The water's rising.
okay, princess?
I felt better. He saved me from the doctor.
Hi, Tex. Do you remember me?
I'm not sure that I do. Have you come here to kill her?
Why would I do that, soldier?
Isn't that why you're all here?
I'm here to get her out.
Her. But not me. You haven't come for me.
No, not you. It ends here.
You were with the 6th on Sugarloaf, weren't you?
I was?
And Naha?
Yes, I was.
You're Sergeant Jack Kelso, aren't you? Where's your uniform, Sarge?
At home in my locker, Hogaboom. War's over, soldier.
I know that, Sarge. I'm fighting a different kind of war. I fight for God now.
We all fight for God, Ira.
In our own ways. Not everyone knows it.
Elsa! Are you all right? Get away from her!
It's all right, Cole. He doesn't want to hurt her. Ira was with us on Okinawa.
What? You know this guy?
Don't you remember me, Lieutenant? I remember you.
No. Don't.
You ordered me to burn that cave, Lieutenant. That cave full of civilians. A hospital.
What is he talking about?
It was war. For God's sake, I can't be held responsible for everything that happened.
I don't blame you, Lieutenant. You helped me to help other people.
Ira lost his mind on Okinawa, Princess.
Sheldon asked the doctor to help him get back.
The doctor helped me to find my path. And I helped him to a better life.
Elsa's going to leave now, Ira. She will be all right. You've helped her, too. Get her out of here. Biggs will help. His ex is nearby.
Jack, I need this guy to make the case.
Hasn't this poor bastard given you enough? Get out of here now!
For God's sake, Jack! What are you going to do?
Don't cry, miss. Sergeant Kelso has come to help ease my way. I was proud to serve with you, Jack.
Get out of here, Cole!
What do we do, Lieutenant? Jesus, look at all the kids! Stop the goddamn screaming! I need to think!
And how do you expect to do that, you fucking maniac? They're burned to a crisp!
Finish them off. Do it humanely. We are leaving this place.
You do it, Phelps! Get your own fucking hands dirty! I'm out of morphine!
Put these people out of their pain. Now! That's an order!
Everyone out of here now. Double time! You two get Lieutenant Phelps to an aid station. Weapons team will be blowing this place in 2 minutes. Everything that happened in here stays in here. Do you hear me? I don't want to ever hear another word about it.
Doing him a favor, Elsa.
Cole, up here! I'll get this grate over. The water is rising!
You're first!
Hand her up!
Get out of here! You're not Jack! I'm not arguing. You're wounded, Jack! Let me help.
What are you waiting for?
We're gathered here to honor Detective Cole Phelps. Cole Phelps was the best kind of man. Hear, hear. A war hero who led his men with true valor. And through his personal bravery achieved one of his country's highest honors. A cop wrongly accused who never lost his faith in the LAPD and the system.
Fine. You belittle his memory.
Elsa.
Get out of my way, Jack. You call yourself his friend.
A detective who fought to expose the evil corruption of the murderous Dr. Fontaine and the rapacious property tycoon Leyland Monroe.
Go to her. Will you, Herschel?
A reformer who
You were never his
recognized
friend,
the need to
Jack.
remove the odd bad apple from a department
right.
made up of good men.
Herschel?
A man who never gave up.
Yeah, Jack.
Who continued
never
to
his
fight
enemy.
the good fight.
I think you knew that, Jack.
The fight that cost him his own life. A good husband. A good father. And may I say, a good friend.
Ну вот и все. Ну вот и все. L.A Noire закончилась. Отличная игра от Team Bondi. Я рад, что еще раз перепрошел любимую свою хотя бы игру, которая чисто стоит на полке самых лучших игр, по мне так. Сюжет интересный. То есть из дела в дело какие-то персонажи ключевые, они потом появляются в конце резко, и прям начинается самая жесть. Вот. Персонажи интересные, ну ключевые имею в виду, а вот про дела я ничего говорить не буду, потому что это маленькие сюжеты внутри большой истории. Вот. А кто ждал от этой игры какого-то, я не знаю, там шутера и экшена и так далее, не ждите. Это медитативная игра, это детектив, это головоломки и так далее. Ну, не головоломки, больше детективная составляющая в игре. Вот. Всем советую пройти. Очень хорошо сделанная анимация, именно лицевая. Вот. Интересно допросы сделаны, много интересных там улик и так далее, там различных мест для посещения, так сказать. То есть... И плюс в том, что дела были некоторые взяты из реальной жизни. То есть, например, Черная орхидея — это не шутка. Но, правда, в игре мы поймали убийцу серийного, а в реальной жизни в Лос-Анджелесе вот этих годов, 40-х вроде как, там не было такого. То есть там не поймали, так и не поймали серийного убийцу, ну да ладно. Хотя было очень много жертв, особенно девушек. Вот саундтрек здесь вот очень классный, джаз, да и вообще музыка тех лет, это прям, это кайф. Разработчики подобрали то, что надо. Флэшбэки тоже прикольные. Стрельба здесь, конечно, хреновая, но это не ключевая часть игры. Вот. Ну еще могу сказать про оптимизацию на ПК. Но это не относится к самой игре, потому что игра-то изначально вышла на PS3. Но Но на ПК паршивый релиз. У многих были проблемы какие-то там. Вообще вот на релизе там вышла такая штука, когда играли именно на релизе в 2011 году, то там был курсор на экране, его нельзя было никак убрать. Слава богу, это пофиксили. Также игра идет в 30 FPS. Прям залочено в 30 FPS. Многие говорят, что это из-за того, что типа как кинематографично вот это все, но я что-то не заметил. Возможно, лицевые анимации записаны были в 30 FPS, но это же не мешает саму игру сделать в 60 FPS, очевидно же. Но у меня стоит патч на 60 FPS, конечно же, я все пофиксил, все, что можно, поэтому играть было, наверное, приятно. Вот. А когда я впервые проходил, мне приходилось как-то все это терпеть. Но игра оказалась офигенной. Мне очень нравится. Ну, я думаю, можно, наверное, титры пропустить как-то. Ладно, я Alt плюс F14. Почему бы и нет? Вот. Такие дела. И давайте, наверное, заканчивать на этом игру, прохождение. Это была офигенная игра. Все. Всем спасибо, всем удачи, всем пока. Ознакомливайтесь только с хорошими проектами.